Hello, hello. Hope I'm coming through loud and clear, but not too loud. Hope everyone's having fun tonight. Just let me know if you hear me and we all sound good. Is the mix okay? A-okay. Alright, great. Yeah, so Tyler's not here, obviously. But I have his blessing to go ahead and just stream anything. So, tonight will be some Tetris 99. I don't know how long it'll last, maybe an hour or so, but if you're interested, let's do it. I don't know if anyone else has it. Why are these locked? That's not right. Let me restart the game. So we're going to play online, try to do the missions and all that, but there are some offline missions I could do as well. Typically I go through every day and I do all the missions for the tickets. And then you can unlock things. I don't think there's anything I really want to unlock right now, but I like to stock up. Okay, so. Alright, now all this is unlocked. So we're going to warm up before jumping into the online mode. And our missions today. Alright, ignoring the top two because those are online. We're going to do 30 lines in a single CPU battle, that's easy, and 50 lines in a single marathon session. So we'll start with those. But before I get started, let me just check on something. Alright. Alright, everything looks good. Alright, so has anyone played this? Has anyone in the chat played this? Because we could play together, if that's the case. Oh, you know what? Before I do this, let me cancel out. I'm going to change the theme here. I have to use this theme for online mode, but I really don't like it. It makes it difficult to... I have a hard time seeing the layout. It's too noisy in the background, but for this offline stuff I'm going to change the theme. Let's go with Zelda. Yes, another stream. Matt's Gaming Life. You'll see them more frequently, mostly just me. Tyler and I will do the streams together on Fridays, it's looking like. The same format we have been doing. So, you know, you can look forward to that. But if you're interested in off-time streaming, I'll probably be doing it. Let's see, what else have we got here? Jacobians, hello, thank you for stopping in. I suppose you're moderating. That would be cool if you are. Don't expect it though, so it's always a bonus if you can help out. And then Wheelchair Gamer, I have what is your Switch friend code? Manny. Hey Binary, how are you? So I don't know if you have my friend code. Was that on the screen here? I don't see it. But yeah, if you know, I'll share that later if you guys want to friend me. Maybe we could play something someday. Oh heck, I'll share it now. Alright, there it is. SW 820404686511. You could always come back to this later if you need it. Alright, without further ado, let's do this. We're going to do some warm-ups. We're jumping online. Whoops, bad start. Slipped. It's alright, we could clean up a mess. In fact, you have to learn how to clean up a mess if you're going to do make any progress in this game. They call it, when you play competitively, typically you send garbage to other players if you get a lot of clears. And that's what you see at the bottom there. So that's garbage piling up from the CPUs sending it over to me, the computers. So it looks like I've knocked out 2 computers already. And pretty clear now, so that mistake got cleaned up quick. That was good. If I let it go for too long, like by the time, the more you progress and the better the longer the game goes and the more people that got knocked out, the more garbage you do send around. So now I'm getting kind of stuck. I'm not getting good drops, good pieces. That's alright. – 16 players left. So by now we probably have already satisfied the requirements on the mission, which I think was to clear 50 lines. So we've definitely done that. But we'll try to finish it out anyway. We don't need to technically don't need to finish, but we will. All right, now they're getting aggressive. Oh no, oh no. I wanted to put that down there. Okay, there we go. It's down to me and one other. And there you have it. So this is against computers, level 4, not too bad. I screwed up a bit there, I'm a little rusty, I have to warm up. Actually winning against 99 real people, that's only ever happened, I don't even know, like I think 6 times I've done it. So I guess odds-wise, I would have to have played about 600 matches to get that, if I'm 1 out of 99. Let me just check on the chat here, see what you guys are saying, try to catch up. Yeah, so that code I gave you, or you can like DVR rewind it, or maybe we could put it in the description if someone wants to type it into the comments or whatever, the chat. I don't mind if anyone adds me, just know that I will not randomly just join games if you invite me, you know, but if we coordinate some other way, that'll be fine. I don't play too much online. I play Mario Kart, I'll do that, that's fun. Tetris, of course. But maybe there's something else we could do. I know Tyler and I play, sometimes we play the NES and SNES games. Those are fun. And maybe there's enough we could do. I have to get the N64 games, but that would be fun too. Because you could do 4-player. Alright, 50 lines in a single marathon. That shouldn't be too bad. We'll do a quick marathon. Bump it up a little bit. Sorry, reading. Yeah, I've been working on some graphics for when I'm solo here. Tyler, I see you there. I have to share that with you just so you see it, but I can't find layouts I like, and I'm playing around with pixel looks. But ultimately, I really like the full screen because I've always liked just full screen anything. I don't like obtrusive graphics, but you know, I need some sort of, it would be nice to have some sort of nice layout. And there's another horrible one. Alright, I'll have to just take it. So there is actually a way to play where you can be strategic and line up your well the right way. I always choose the left or right side, but typically you want to, I guess, lean to the... If I'm making the well on the right side, you want to lean to the left and kind of get higher pieces there, build it up on that side so it kind of flows down to the right. I'll show you if I get a chance here. And doing that, you have more opportunities to put oddball pieces. But I'm not getting a good chance to show you. So another Tetris game I like a lot is Tetris Effect. I don't have that on the Switch, but I played it on Game Pass a lot. And that would be another, that's another great game. It's really relaxing compared to what this is. This is very aggressive when you're playing against others, but the Tetris Effect is it's got some nice music, very simple graphics, nothing distracting. Perhaps I'll do that one day, but I like that one a lot too. So the point of this one is to get 150 lines. It gets more intense as you go. I started a little bit higher up on the difficulty scale, but by the time you get to the end, you really don't have much in terms of a chance to maneuver and rotate the pieces. There are ways you can do it. you might see that as the piece lands, I can shift it around and rotate it. So you have a little bit of time to do that. That time goes away as you get higher and higher. So even though it's dropping at the same rate, you don't have enough. You'll have less and less time to shift it around. Got to get that one on the left. There we go. Got it. Need to clean up a bit. I'm getting way too high. Oh no. Alright, there we go. Let's not be greedy, let's just clean up. Bring down the stack. There we are. Yeah, you see how fast now they're dropping. This is where you have to be a little more careful. I typically like to force them down, the hard drop, just because it's I'm a little bit impatient. But you really have to turn off that mentality when you get this far. Every second will count. We're almost there. Almost done. And there you have it. Yes, Puyo Puyo Tetris. Sorry, catching up. Puyo Puyo Tetris, who said that? Charlton, 369. I don't like it. I'm not good at the Puyo game. In fact, when I played it, I really leaned heavily on just the Tetris games. I managed to get through it all, through the story at least, and it was kind of tough. But once I figured out how to chain a little more effectively, it all just kind of worked. What else do we have? Introduced my girlfriend to Tetris on the Switch. Now she destroys me anytime we play. Yeah, it's an addictive game and it's very easy to learn. And if you can master it, it's even better. Alright, so that's a bit of a warm-up. Now we'll go online and see if we can actually come out on top. And we'll take it to the streets, as they say. Tetris 99 online. So this is what I was saying. They have a promotion going on, an event they call it, and this one is the Pokemon Arceus event. It ends this at the end of the week, end of the weekend, I mean. But they have the background here, and they have a different background song as well. To me, the background really throws me off when I'm trying to look for placement. It's like way too noisy. There's too much going on. And the colors kind of blend for me. So I don't expect to do very well, but we'll try. and that's just because of the background throwing me off. So if you haven't played this before, what you can do is you can target certain players, certain types of players, I guess. Right now I'm going against people who are attackers, meaning they're attacking me. They have me targeted, so I'm going to counterattack them essentially. You could do just random, whenever you clear, make a clear, significant clear, which I think is 2 or more lines at a time, you send garbage over. If you see what I just did there, those 2 lines I have off to the right, I sent those guys some garbage because those are the guys attacking me. I typically go with attackers. I think there's some strategy to switching it up over time, especially when you get down into the teens, when you're like in the teens remaining. You can be aggressive in the beginning, it really doesn't mean anything. You'll get destroyed at the end regardless. In fact, sometimes I've found the best way, the only way I would win is if I was very slow and deliberate and really didn't make a target of myself. Because the more aggressive you are, you get more KOs, you get more badges, and those are, as you see up there, are other means of targeting. So if you have a lot of badges, because you've gotten a lot of KOs, that means you send more garbage to your opponents when you attack them. So I think strategically you don't want to have that target on your back, but I don't know, I've succeeded and failed randomly, so I really don't know what the best method is. I try to find a system to all this, but I just haven't been able to. So far I've knocked out 2 players, so that's good. It's off to a good start. I think the most I've done in a match was, well, I'll have to see, I have stats for that, but recently the most I had done was perhaps 10 in one match, which I think is pretty rare for me. As much as I like this game, I always get decimated toward the end, so I'll screw up, make a mistake in a movement, or I just get overwhelmed with trash from someone else. So there's a bit of luck that goes into it too, because you can sit silently and not get attacked while everyone else takes each other out, and then you swoop in and get the killing blows toward the end. Alright, so we're down to 40 players. Music has changes up at 50 and then again at, I want to say 10 perhaps. And if you do play this, or are interested in playing it, I would recommend using the Joy-Cons and not the, oh, that was a mistake, and not the Pro Controller. You will get, the Pro Controller is not so great, you'll get misfires on the down button and end up just hard dropping more than you should. So right now that's what I'm doing, I have 2 Joy-Cons detached. In general, I like the Joy-Cons, the clicky nature of the buttons. It's a little awkward when you're playing a fighting game and you're typically, like if I play Street Fighter, I would want to use the D-pad, but there's no D-pad on, on a Joy-Con, not really. So it's a little awkward to try to do it with those buttons. So I have to resign myself to using the analogs, which isn't so bad for Street Fighter, but it's not how I grew up on it. Played on Super Nintendo more than anything, so it doesn't feel comfortable to me, especially if you're playing a game like Mortal Kombat and you want to do combos and there's moves like forward, high kick or something like that. Good luck trying to, really trying to do a forward on an analog stick is not so easy to chain that together with the right timing. Alright, 23 players. We have to start being a little more conservative. So I'm not going to go for big clears. Instead we'll go for smaller clears. Just because you can easily get overwhelmed, and I'm not having such good luck right now getting the pieces I need. Ah, shoot. Misfired it. Not a good time to get LBMs. 4 in a row. Oh, jeez. It's over. 13th. Not bad. If you can get in the teens, you're pretty good. You're in a good spot. Eventually, you'll end up winning. Oh, and we got both missions done. That's good. Meteno, are you going to get Kirby in the Forgotten Land? Yes, I will. I didn't like the other Kirby game that came out on Switch. I don't remember the name of it. It was very forgettable for me. It was very easy. So I didn't like that. But this one looks really good. Baku Baku, I never played that one. We had a Saturn, but it was kind of... We had it during time where I was kind of like transitioning to PC gaming. So I didn't pay it too much attention. I prefer the Zelda theme. I can't change it because it's this is part of the event. But the Zelda theme ramps up pretty nicely as you get down into the final ranks. So it goes into like the stage, the 9th dungeon sound, the music, which is always very ominous. So it kind of fits well for this, it's down to the wire type of feeling. Okay, we're gonna have to make a move here. Alright, here we go. So if anyone is interested, I'm gonna plug this a little bit, but you should, if you want to see competitive Tetris, it's really amazing to watch. And just look up like Tetris World Championships or something like that, and watch some of those videos. It gets pretty intense. I stumbled on it, I don't know, about 5 or 6 years ago, and it's really why I started playing this again. I hadn't played Tetris since my childhood, and I wasn't very good at it, and arguably I'm still not very good at it. But I don't have any like special move sets or anything like that. But the way these people play, it's just amazing. They think so quickly on their feet. And the cool thing is the version they play is a modified version of the NES game that has, it could be synchronized, so both players competing can get the same drops in the same order. It has score tracking and all that, and they use it for the competitions. Definitely check it out. You know, we were talking about emulation the other night, and that obviously one of the benefits is that you're opening up an old game like that into a whole competitive sport, just because a bunch of enthusiasts decided that they wanted to do that, right? So that's definitely cool. I would recommend watching one or two of those matches. I bet you never thought you'd hear a plug to go watch competitive Tetris, or that it was even a thing. People who I've showed it to, they're like so surprised, and then they get hooked watching them. They watch one match, and then it rolls into the next, into the next. Next thing you know, your night's gone. But don't do it now. Do it after the stream. It won't be on here forever. I promise. Alright, we're going to want to be a little more aggressive, I think. We're going to want to get some Tetris clears and send some trash the other way. So I'm targeting 2. Looks like we can go for a kill right now. I don't know if I'll end up getting credit, though. Looks like they died before I got that move. So on all those boxes for all the other players, obviously you can see their current layout. And sometimes when you see red on some of them, like on the top right there, it means they're about to lose. So if you see those, you want to finagle with the controls, target them explicitly, and try to take them out. I find it too much of a distraction, so I won't do that, at least not all the time, unless I know someone's keeps pressing me and giving me a hard time. But this match I haven't had a lot of garbage to deal with, so I guess no one's really targeting me. Alright, got 4 people I'm attacking at once. For those who were here yesterday, I was actually really tempted to try to continue Space Channel 5 tonight. I didn't want to give anyone fatigue, especially myself, on it, but I'm like ready, man. I'm ready to finish that one off. That's gonna happen pretty soon. I can feel it. Some back-to-back Tetris attacks. There we go. Alright, 17 players. I'm going to be a little more conservative now, because I'm going to get a lot of garbage like that. And I made a mistake. Alright, that was a mistake too. It's alright. It's alright. We'll fix it. We can fix it. It's a weak Fix-It Felix reference. So you see how I shimmy the piece over there, even though it hit the bottom. So you can actually roll it a couple of times. You have maybe like a good 5 seconds before it commits. So if you're in trouble and you're trying to find a spot, you can just keep spinning the tetrom, until you're ready to plant it, until you find a good spot for it. Tetramino. Someone's really pushing me. Yeah, they got me. Fourth place? Yeah, I think it's fourth place. No, that was close. Look at all those names. Let's All. And Dinnerbone. So I knocked out Dinnerbone. It has the KO badge there. We got Sayrizi. Who else did we get? Some names I can't pronounce. Air Sweater. Air Sweater. Yumi Owo. Is that just some ASCII art? Looks like art. Alright, that wasn't bad. Let's try again. I bought a left Joy-Con with an actual D-pad for this game. That sounds like a good idea. I think, yeah, I have 8BitDo Switch NES looking controller. It's somewhere else in the room. But you could use that with this. I haven't tried it because I'm so attuned to the Joy-Cons. So if I do that, you probably think I screwed up. But you can actually shimmy this piece in and do what's called a T-spin to get it in place. Don't know if there are bonus points for doing it in this game. You end up giving a penalty to someone if you do it. But if you clear lines while doing it, I'm sure you get something for it. Very difficult for me to really get the lines clear doing that. But I have done it, not intentionally. And then, so you can do a single T-spin clear, you can get a double, and still haven't been able to wrap my head around how the triple works. When I see it execute, it like doesn't look like it should be able to be done. But yeah, so that piece that looks like the pink piece there is the T piece, and you can wedge it into place by rotating it, even though it doesn't normally fit by shifting it. This music is a little bit too serene. I need the adrenaline. It needs to be pumped up a little bit. Jeez, look at this. Right, someone's targeting me hard, and I didn't have them targeted. Now that's changed. I switched modes. So I push back. Make them sorry. They'll rue the day that they pushed against me. I hope. It looks like the person I'm attacking, who's the guy who's attacking me, they've got their stack pretty low, so they know what they're doing. They just sent a bunch of garbage, hopefully, over there. So you have that whole list of next pieces coming. I can barely keep track of it. It's very tough. You know, I wonder if many people actually look that deep into the upcoming pieces. I know typically what I look for is just to see if there's a long piece coming up, or maybe a T piece. Those are pretty versatile. You could use them pretty much in any situation. But I guess like if you're looking for something in particular, but most likely you probably want the long pieces and the T pieces. Alright, we'll do that, even though it looks wrong. Man, look at that. We got two huge wells over there. And I made a mistake. Turn some of these lemons into lemonade. Oh, that would have been a good one to use. Ah, damn. Oh well. Maybe we can make up for that mistake. Wow. Can we get to a long piece in time? Probably not. No, I can't. Oh, that was too bad. Yeah, I make one little mistake, I misfire, and then it's over. I'm gonna catch up a little bit on this chat here. Tyler. Hey Manny, what RPGs are you playing on the Switch? I have started Three Houses, Fire Emblem, although I don't know if that's technically an RPG. I guess it is. Tactical, right? I have started I Am Setsuna, I've started Octopath Traveler. So I'm not actively playing one now. That is something I want to do. Continue one of those and finish them off. The problem with that is I tend to start over because I lose track of where I was and what was happening in the story. But I'll try not to. Sometimes I look at a guide and just kind of refresh my memory before I keep moving forward. Hey Jimmy Dean, what's up? Yeah, I'm glad you were there for the other two streams that we did so far. So Castlevania Night we did. Castlevania 1 and 4 we finished back to back, all in about, I guess, 2.5 hours. got plenty more Castlevania to go, especially one in particular that there's an episode based on, which I'm dreading going back to, but I'll do it. I need to make a comeback on that one. Castlevania 3, that is. Yeah, so my parents are still in their same house that we grew up in. I'm in my own, Mikey's in his own, but our parents are still there and nearby. On holidays when I go over there, I root through, typically, yeah, every time I'll root through the old games I left behind there, because I didn't take them with me. I just only had the modern stuff I was playing at the time when I left. Yeah, so it's cool. It's like nice trip down memory lane. Plus, the old NES and SNES are still there because my mom does still play the older RPGs. So sometimes I'll boot up a game, and like I was saying just last night, I found one of Mikey's old 7th Saga saves, which must be, I don't know, like 25 or so years old, maybe longer. And he was grinding one character up to, I guess he was aiming for level 99, which is something we always did. We always tried to max out our experience levels. And then you basically break the game if you do that. But in that game, the scale is so exponential that I think it takes, if you want to go from level, like say 71 to 72, you have to do essentially levels 1 through 60 all over again, just to make that one experience level jump. And we were crazy enough to try to do it. Well, he was. You know, we used to make challenges like that. A friend of mine once convinced him that if in Final Fantasy 2, or rather 4 on Super Nintendo, if you get Kane to level 99, get him to level 99, and then continue just getting him experience until you hit like the 100 millionth place or something like that, that he'll learn magic. And well, I think he bought it, but he started leveling him up. I think he gave up later when I told him it was a joke. He was kidding. But you know, part of us always kind of wants to keep pushing. Like maybe there's an Easter egg where that is a thing. And to be honest, if I made a game like an RPG like that, I would totally hide an Easter egg in there, where if you just pushed the limits and broke the boundaries, you'd unlock something amazing like magic for a character that doesn't use it. He also, Mikey, found a really cool trick in I think it was Wario Stadium in Mario Kart 64, where I think it's a well-documented trick now, but at the time we didn't know about it, so he kind of stumbled on it. But you can bounce over the wall right when you start to the left. If you have a character and you do a jump, and I think you have to drift and hit it the right way, and you could essentially skip more than half the race and then go right back over the wall the same way you came, and you could get something ridiculous like 6-second lap times. He stumbled on that, and that was fun. We used to try to break games all the time in that manner. What also was fun, we went to a retro game con out here on Long Island, and yeah, Long Island Retro Gaming Expo, and we went there and we played for the first time in a long time Super Nintendo Mario Kart, and man, what a blast it was to play that again. Throwing red shells at each other, screen cheating, you know, peeking on each other's segment of the screen to see where you are so you know when to lob it. I'd be curious to hear some of the stories of others. You know, have you guys screen cheated in Mario Kart? And be honest, you know, what were your multiplayer games like growing up? Oh, jeez. Yeah, that was bad. I wish Space Channel 5 was on Switch. I could have sworn they re-released it somewhere. Maybe it was a PlayStation thing. Threat Level Game Night asks, do I still collect games? And do I still have all the games I had when I was a kid? Well, yeah, so the games I had as a kid, no, I never really sold anything. That's all at my parents' house. I don't necessarily, I wouldn't say I collect. I'll pick up Switch games, keep them sealed in the event if I don't play them. I have no problem opening them to play them, but if I don't play them, they seem to hold good resale value. Chances are I'll never sell them. I'll probably be dust before they are. I'll still have them in my possession, but I guess you could say I collect them. If there's a limited run, a couple of games on there that I really like, I'll pick those up and I'll keep those sealed and get the digital copies when they're on sale. But some of those games really, hold their value well. Other than that, no. I collect achievements and trophies, so I get a lot of sale item games, and have some friends that we on PlayStation go for, getting 100% trophy lists and that sort of thing. So in terms of collecting, yeah, I'd say that. That's what I collect. I collect meaningless accomplishments. But the thing I like about, I kind of like and dislike it. There are times where I wish Nintendo did an achievement system, but then at the same time, having those achievements in place kind of precludes me from playing some games because I don't want to have an unfinished. If it's too hard where you can't get 100% easily, or maybe the servers are closed and you can't play multiplayer with people where you need to unlock certain achievements, having an incomplete list is kind of a pet peeve, so I don't tend to go for games that are like that. But if it's on Switch and they don't have achievements, I really like just being able to play without worrying about unlocking 100% of anything. Although I did play Bowser's Fury recently, and that was a fun 100% to go for. I enjoyed doing it. Didn't feel like a chore. I should have, yeah, I'm not targeting anyone. That was a dumb move. It's alright. Clean up. It's all water under the bridge. Let's go here, we'll go there. Drop this here, put that there. Put that there. Drop that here. I always liked seeing when there are a lot of targets and you make a big clear, just all the sparks flying everywhere. And sometimes it's disorienting, like it covers the screen so much and I get distracted. Yeah, just one spark that time. as bad. Sacrifice the long piece. There we go. Did that for a reason. It wasn't a good reason, but I did it for a reason. Okay. Whoops, that was not good. Came all this way with only one knockout. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes you fly under the radar, you don't put a target on your back, and you actually have a better shot at closing the deal at the end here. Try to keep it low. Do as little as you can. Maybe that'll pay off this time. Nope. Oh great, I got 4 people targeting me. That's over. I'm stuck. Well, I killed some in the end. Got some revenge. 4th place again. Alright, let's see. Barely have time to look at the next pieces. Agreed. Take away from the focus of the game. Yeah, sometimes you just really need to... I tend to just look at where the next piece is going to drop and just move into place. I'll glance up there maybe once every 6 or so pieces just to get an idea if there's something I need coming, but you know, my eyes are darting around as it is. It's hard to pick all that up. Too many games, not enough time. Totally hear that. That's why the whole point of me... It's kind of twofold. I want to try to stream more with Tyler, but also I think if I were to do something like this, Tetris I don't need it. It's not like a backlog game, but I got plenty of games I haven't finished yet, so you know, if I could push myself to do it live, maybe that would I'd get through some more. Let's see. Whoops, I lost my place here. Castlevania run was cool, made me play the first one via the collection on Xbox. Never owned an NES. Thank you for making me want to play it. Hey, no problem. Number 1, a lot of people find it difficult. It really isn't that bad. The first game, if you know how to you know how to manipulate, I guess, the enemies, but you know, it's all about the sub-weapons. A lot of people use a boomerang, holy water. If you use the knife, you may as well just turn the game off. But there are places and times to use each one. Let's see. Wario Stadium trick is powerful. Yes, definitely. Didn't care for Double Dash. I didn't either. That's the one I kind of dropped off on. I didn't like Mario Kart Double Dash. Fellow Achievement Hunter, share my gamer tag PSN. Well, sure. I'll give you my PSN is probably more accomplished, which is Dead Stanley, which is what I go by on YouTube as well. So, and mostly anywhere, not on Xbox though. What else do we have? Man, did you ever play that fireworks game on Xbox? Yeah, Xbox Live. Yeah, Boom Boom Rocket. That's a great rhythm game. I could swear that there's like a maybe it's just me, but I feel like there's a latency issue that I can never get around with, especially wireless controllers. But that was a fun game. That one, they would play well-known, I guess they were kind of like public domain songs, and you'd have these fireworks come up. They'd come up, and you'd have to push the button to explode the firework to detonate it. When it hits the right, they put like some lines on the screen, I guess like almost like sheet music, as what was it called, staff or something. So when it gets to the right area, you push the button and it explodes. And if you do it in time, you get, you know, perfects and all that. You'll see that on my Xbox account, dating way back, along with Geometry Wars, which is a great game, and Mutant Storm. Alright, so Katana Zero, yeah, I want to try that. One day we'll do Cyber Shadow and The Messenger. Don't know if we could get through, probably can't get through them both in one night. Might have to split it. Those are both great ninja games. So, alright, so Geometry Wars, there's a little bit of a rivalry, that a competition rivalry that goes on between Tyler, Mikey, and myself. Which, you guys, Tyler, I don't think you ever got Geometry Wars 3, so you dropped the ball, but especially number 2 with the leaderboards, we would go back and forth trading high scores. It was pretty intense, it was fun, a lot of fun when we did that. Geometry Wars 2, which is a lot better than number 1. They had different themes, I think, to the levels, and number 3 is even more so. Another great rhythm game, speaking of other rhythm games, I guess. Runner series. I liked Runner 2 a lot. Runner 3 was good. You've played that, so it's just another game where you're constantly running and you have to you know, jump or duck or kick at the right time to survive it. I wouldn't mind, maybe we'll play that one day. I wouldn't mind playing that one again. Runner 2 or 3. Number 1 was actually pretty tough. It wasn't bad until you got toward the end, and then it was a little bit relentless. And I don't think you could make, could you make mistakes? I guess you had more checkpoints in the later games. Alright, this is a little bit much. We gotta clear this up. Stream on Geometry Wars 1 and 2. We could do it. Got my Xbox right over there. Just gotta hook it up to the Elgato and we're all set. Yeah, you know, if you know me, you know that while I play modern games, I don't really play many AAA games. I play a lot of indie games, especially ones that are stylistically thrown back to older 8 and 16-bit games. Hence The Messenger, which is both actually 8 and 16-bit, which is a plot point that they make. What was the other one we were talking about? Cyber Shadow. That's a great game. That one really took me by surprise. There's another cool horror game called Carrion. That's a really fun game. You're basically like this amorphous parasite blob, and you infect a space station, and you know, I think they grow you in a lab basically, and you break out and you kill all the scientists, and the whole point of the game is to keep replicating and surviving. Not a very difficult game, but it's kind of like a puzzle game, so you have to figure out how to break through to the next areas. The enemies aren't too tough, but still, it's a really fun game. If you're into if you like games that are quick and you don't have a lot of time to invest, that's a good one. You could probably get through that within, if you played one straight session, maybe like 5 or 6 hours. Even that might be a little bit much, but if it's ever on sale, I would say pick it up. Alright, so this is building with a bit of a slope, and that's good. Like I was saying earlier, you have more options, I believe, if you do that, because the pieces that come at you are all different shapes and sizes, and having that slope gives you ample opportunities. You won't get as stuck as I had previously, but I just, you know, I'm just half focusing, I guess. It's not really important, but I tend to try to build on a slope here. Sorry if I'm being a little bit silent. I'm just really like heavily focused for some reason. It just feels like it's amping up. But nothing lasts forever, and I'll finish out soon. It'd be really cool if I could pull off a win with you guys watching. Every time it happens for me, it's always somewhat unexpected. I feel like I'm never actually going for it, and then it happens. Or I don't expect to get it, and then it happens, I should say. I do try to go for it every time. So this theme is for the new Pokemon game. I'm not into those Pokemon games. I tried. I don't remember. I think it was Pokemon X on 3DS. way too complicated for me. Like the last one I played was maybe blue or red. And so then I jump into this later iteration that has all these features. I just was so lost. The other, since then I played, what was it, like Let's Go, which is almost too brain dead easy because there's really no leveling. I guess there is leveling, but it's not the same type of battle system that the original games were. I think it's just you end up catching them if you can, but there's no weakening them. No! Second place! Oh, third place. My death pushed it to 2 players. Oh, man. I'll get it. I'll get it. We've come in the top 5, I think 3 or 4 times already. It's only a matter of time, right? Like I said earlier, like 1 out of every 100 games I should win. They should gift me one if I'm lucky enough. Hey, look, new missions. It just turned midnight over here. So we could try these, just change it up a little bit. So finish top 20 of a CPU battle, that's a piece of cake. 100 lines in a 150 line marathon mode. 5 T-spins, which is what I was talking about earlier, those special moves. And then clear a total of 100 lines in the battles. Yeah, that's easy. So why don't we give that a shot. Let's start with CPU battle. Actually, before I do, I actually do want to see how many I've actually won. Where is it? Event wins. No, that's not right. Total games played. Highest place wins. I've only won 5 times. That was close. I thought it was 6. And before I kick off, let me just try to catch up here on chat. Yes, we talked about Geometry Wars stream. We'll definitely do that. Loved Shovel Knight. Yep, I did. I had Shovel Knight on the 3DS. I do want to get... I didn't pick it up, but I want to get Treasure Trove on the Switch. I'd like to get it physically, but I missed the window, so now the prices are a bit high. I have to find a good deal to try to slip in and buy that one. It comes with... I think, with the exception of some new Shovel Knight, almost looks like some sort of roguelike game, but it comes with like the first three big games, which is Shovel Knight, something with like Plague Knight, and then the King of Cards or something like that. But yeah, I'd love to jump into that again. I don't know if he's here, but Destructo Disc. You had donated $3 on the Castlevania stream to get Odalis, which we did. Pick that up. I played it a bit, so warmed up to its gameplay, but we'll do that one night when you're here. Thank you for that. Love to play Cyber Shadow since it's leaving Game Pass. Yeah, definitely do it. Yeah, the achievement points. I'm nearly 100% on that. I'm glad you said it's leaving, because now I'm going to have to jump on and try to get that. I think I have to do the speed run and a no-death run to finish off that set. I was really surprised I was able to get some of those achievements. Really tough stuff. That's a really great game. D-Dub, hello. Okay, I think we're all set up. Do a Castlevania marathon. I will, someday. We just did Castlevania 1 and 4, so I'm thinking... I always like... I think it's a great Halloween type game, so maybe like around Halloween we could try to marathon them over a couple of nights. I would like to do the Lords of Shadow games on stream. That would be fun. A lot of people haven't played those. They're not your traditional ones though. Top 20 CPU. We're going to try this on hard mode. Should be able to pull off top 20. I've never come out first in this mode though. See, now, isn't this music better than that Pokemon music that they were playing? I remember well, I don't remember the first time playing Zelda, but like one of the first times, and it's just like a mind-blowing type of game. All the hidden bushes that you had to burn and the dungeons. The thing to this day that I like about the series, and it's why I liked the top-down ones that they had on was it Link Between Worlds? Yeah, they had that on the 3DS. It's always been about, for me, about getting the next item and then revisiting all the areas you couldn't go to before, and essentially, you know, it unlocks new capabilities and new progression. I always love that, even with Metroid games, which is like a staple of it, right? You find a new weapon, a new ability, and then you backtrack. I'd never finished Metroid Dread, so maybe that one's in the cards too. Yeah, I picked up Metroid Dread, and then I wanted to actually find an OLED Switch first before playing it. So I played it a little bit and then put it down because I couldn't find an OLED Switch. Eventually I got the Switch, but never picked the game back up. And the reason I wanted the OLED Switch is because I think the game was designed for it specifically, one of the first ones. I think the color palette works. It's very like some muted and dark colors, but they really pop with the OLED. Which, if you're lucky enough to find one, totally worth it. Kind of revitalized my Switch for me. I hadn't touched it in a while, and I really haven't been able to put it down since. It really got me back into my Switch games. It's so odd to think, but like if you turn on your standard Switch next to it, and you see the screen size difference, you wouldn't think that's such a big deal because it's not that big a difference. But between the screen size and the muted color, you know, the brightness on the old Switch, it's amazing. In fact, I would hope that moving forward, that they just do OLED screens for all their future handhelds. We can T-spin into that spot that I made a mistake on. Like that. So you get it in place, and then at the last minute you rotate it. And we have to do that 5 times against human players. But I don't think it needs to be done in one match. In fact, that would probably be kind of cruel, because sometimes you're putting yourself at risk trying to set those up. So I think that we met the requirement. I think it was level rank 20. You had to finish in 20 or higher. But we're going to try to win. Like I said, I've never completed a level 5 CPU match. It's on my list of things to do. Whoa. I don't know why, but I just thought of this Wii game that I'll recommend if you still play the Wii. Hopefully, I would hope that this game would get a lot of attention because it's really fun, and I hope they make a sequel. But there's a game called Fortune Street. There are other Fortune Street games I think were just released in Japan on the old NES, or the Famicom, I should say. It basically plays like... I can't get that one over there. It plays like Monopoly, but the Fortune Street on the Wii has Mario characters in it, and it's a lot of fun. As a family, I've put a lot of hours into that game. And oftentimes we team up against other players, or computer players. And it's very deep too. There's a whole like stock trading component to it where you can invest in other people's properties and then you get a dividend if someone lands on their space and they have to pay rent. So it can get pretty complicated. And there's a good bit of luck involved too. There are random elements to kind of help balance out. Don't do that. Sometimes I just can't rotate it over. No. Well, couldn't even beat the computers. Look at that guy. Kicked my butt. Look at all the KOs we got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 knockouts. Did I get that? Yeah, I did. I got that. Marathon. Would that say 100 lines? Yeah, let's do that. I'm just gonna make it a little bit easier just because I need a bit of a relaxing match. These last couple have been really intense. We'll go for the... We'll try to finish this one out because 100 versus 150 is nothing. So you might have seen that there's a mode called Tetris 99 Invictus, and that is a special mode that you can only unlock if you've ever completed, meaning you've won a match online, come in first place. So it's like a special winner's circle type of mode, but it is the most difficult thing I've ever played. So you get all these super high level players, not enough people queue up, then you get super hard CPUs in their place to fill out the spaces. Don't think I know definitely I've never beaten it, never came in first on that. But more so, I think I've maybe at best gotten into 15th place, something like that. I have played Pac-Man 99. I don't like it as much. I didn't put too much time into it though. I really didn't do very well in it, and I know it's not really a good reason to say I shouldn't play it, because the whole point of gaming, I think, is to challenge yourself and do better. At least that's how I always viewed it. You know, you come across a game, it kicks your butt. There's got to be a way to beat it. The thing I tell myself is, someone else out there is beating it. Why can't I beat it? So what are they doing that I'm not doing? And that's kind of like the mantra I hold when I jump into these games. So, Pac-Man 99, I just really have to take the time to sit down and focus and really learn it and understand what the strategies are. I'd like to say that I haven't really done well in it at all. A few times I did play it. I have it installed, so it's not like I'm avoiding it completely. But Maybe I'll warm up to that one day and we could give it a shot. I'd like to, I missed out. I didn't renew my subscription to Nintendo Switch Online, so I didn't get to play the 35-player Mario 1 game that they put out, and then they pulled it because I guess why not? It's popular, so let's pull it down from the service. But I guess maybe one day they'll reintroduce it. That looked like a lot of fun. I'm kind of regretful that I didn't re-up. I just, like I said before, I wasn't really playing the Switch at the time. I kind of got burnt out on it. But since then, I've come back. I'm back, and I'm better than ever. Yeah, just, I don't know, man. Portability really plays a big role for me. More so, instead of being portable, just the ability to put it to sleep and just come back later, and I don't have to worry about loading up and getting back into the game. I could literally turn it on, do a race in a game for like a game I like is Horizon Chase Turbo, so I could like do a race in that, shut it, come back later tomorrow, and just without loading anything else, just pick up where I left off. Now the best thing would be if they could mimic in their next Switch system, I'll call it Switch system, but their next system, if they could mimic what, and Sony, they should do it too, their PlayStation 5, they need to mimic that quick resume that Microsoft has. My Series X has like 10 games midway, loaded into well, not loaded into memory, but I guess like saved on the SSD, save stated, ready to go. Huge feature, very, very underrated by players. But usually when you hear people talk about it, it's only good things. And it's kind of baffling that Sony didn't put that in, or have something similar. So you can only have one game loaded at a time with your PS5. It's odd when you think about with a PC. I guess if you're a PC gamer, you could technically have a bunch of games running at once. You have enough memory. There's contention for resources, sure, but it's possible. So it's nice to see that someone streamlined it and made a feature out of it. But yeah, Switch could use that. That plus the speed of the SSD. I think they need both of those if they're gonna have as many high-profile third-party games like they did with this machine. Like I just picked up Crysis, which it's a little bit absurd to think that Crysis is on Switch, but it is, and it runs great. I think it was clocking in for me around somewhere between 30 and maybe 40 FPS. I really, as long as it plays well, that's all that matters. But yeah, that game has a reputation for being taxing on computers, and they put the remaster out, which I guess is a little bit lighter. Graphic technology's gotten better, but it runs great. I didn't get to play it too much, but from what I saw, it was going really well. So yeah, Nintendo needs to stay competitive. They have to put out these cool features that their competition is doing. Also wouldn't mind if they threw a Game Pass subscription on there. If you ask me, that's really what the whole Microsoft Activision acquisition's about. I think that they're going to make it so that all the games that people want to play, especially like the Call of Duties, they'll have the market share of people playing them because they'll release them on Game Pass, and if you just have the subscription, you can play. So they'll strong-arm their way onto, say, Sony or Nintendo with their cloud subscription, or maybe a native port, who knows. So long as they can have Game Pass on those consoles, which Sony's reluctant to do, Nintendo as well, then then perhaps they'll release a multi-platform. That's what I think. Bomberman Online. No, I didn't play Bomberman Online. First Switch game we got, I'm pointing to you on this one, Tyler, if you're still there, was Super Bomberman R, which we were supposed to play together a bunch of times, but never did. So that game collected dust for me. It went through the campaign, but never did the dedicated online game that they put out later. Quick Resume is the killer of the series. Yes, completely. Completely. Do I think Xbox is going to overtake Sony? I would have thought so going into the release of the new machines, but looks like it's not going to happen. I think Xbox will close the gap really well. I personally like the Xbox better than the PlayStation. I think their services are a lot better. They got the unfortunate stigma of not having the fastest and most performant hardware with the old Xbox One. But if you ask me, the Series systems, the Series X anyway, outperforms the PlayStation. I tried to watch comparison videos of, say, like that new Matrix demo that they put out. It's hard to tell, who's better. I think the Sony one looks better, but I think capability-wise, when everything's said and done, I think that Xbox pulls ahead. Yeah, here's that Invictus mode, Ultimate Showdown. I'm not going to do it. PS5 SSD is nice and quick. Agree with you there. Yeah, Xbox is all about Game Pass now, going forward. And it's great. I've tried a bunch of new games I never played before, and I will say I've never actually bought anything that was on Game Pass with the discount that they give, but I could see, for some people that would make sense. Try them. Cancel a subscription, just pick up the game that you liked and move forward. Resubscribe later. Oh yeah, we have to do T-spins. I shouldn't have dropped that one yet. I don't know if I could do it with that. Probably not. Okay, I'm not going to try it. So let's set one up. Actually, you know what? Let's clear a little bit. I made a mess of this already. So what you want to do is like that, and then you want to go like this. So you make a wedge. Let it fall. Turn it. That's 1. 4 to go. Trying to think of a way to set some of these up. I think I'll just have to keep playing. I need more flat ground, really. I don't want to get in a position, oops. I don't want to get into a position where I build up and then I start getting attacked and I get a lot of garbage sent my way. That's a complete mess. Alright, we really have to clean up here. This is bad. This is not good. Alright, finally. Make a dent in this. Alright, so do that, do that. Here's another T-spin. Do some cleanup. Oh man, look at this. I had three people now focusing me. I think at one, it's in my in the stats I showed earlier, but I think the most I had targeting me at once at one point was like 17 people. I don't remember how that went. I'm sure it didn't go well for me. But still, it's interesting. Just get bombarded that way. I wonder what I did to cause that. Wow, that was a bad one, huh? I think we got 2 T-spins. We at least cleared that. So we're going to try to clear up this, but I think maybe for fun we could jump into something else to close the night out. Let me do one more round and then we'll figure that one out. Well, you know what? We want to do T-spins, right? So there we go. Just one more to go. I think I'm trying to think of it in too of an abstract way, too much of an abstract way. Just play. I'll figure it out as we go. Like this next one that's coming. Go like that. Go like that. And there's my fifth one. Alright, now let's just finish this out. Maybe we'll win this time. Maybe we'll end on a high note. What did I just do? That's why I can never play competitively. I would make such bad mistakes. People would be scratching their heads in wonderment. Maybe that wasn't such a good idea. That's alright, we got it. We got it. Thankfully, it's still kind of early in the match, so I had a chance to recover. That bar on the left starts flashing when you're about to get a ton of garbage. And if it flashes like that and the whole board starts flashing red, that means next garbage that you do get will end up knock you out. Yeah, so now I'm turning red, so I'm in a bad spot. I don't want to use this one. Oh, good. Ah, good. There we are. No! Of course I made a mistake, right? Just hope that they make a bigger mistake. Come on, get it. Damn, can't get it over there. Dude. No! Ah! That wasn't happening. Wasn't happening anyway, right? Okay, let's see here. I don't know if my chat here is updating. So let me take a quick look here. Alright, so I'm all caught up. Guess you guys are being quiet because I don't see any updates. That's fine. So let's finish out on an NES game. Then we'll call it a night. No. You know what? I have a better idea. Let's switch it. I have Mega Man right here, coincidentally. We'll do that instead. We'll do a quick run of Mega Man 1. Alright, so this should be pretty easy. We should be able to get it done within about maybe 40 minutes. So, this is the first Mega Man, of course. Sounds a little bit delayed, whatever. So, first Mega Man, probably... I always thought this was the hardest one. It's kind of like it was before they figured out how to make a Mega Man game. So it's a little bit unbalanced. I think the jumping is a little bit different too. It almost feels like... You know how when Mega Man's in water? And he can jump higher? Oops, because of the buoyancy. It's kind of like that. It has a little bit of that feel to it. What am I doing here? I'll just run past it. I need to kill him. These guys are annoying because you can't go past them until you kill them. If you shoot their shield, they'll keep their guard up longer. So it's almost like an artificial delay that they want to give you. They don't want you to run through the stage too quickly. So yeah, unlike the other Mega Man games, this one only has 6 Robot Masters. But what's interesting is they put out I guess a remake on the PSP called Mega Man Powered Up. And in that one, they actually give you 2 more characters. Oil Man and, I don't remember the other one. Oil Man, what was the other guy? Wonder if, oh, Time Man. Come on. Yeah, Time Man, and that was a fun game. I think they were all like chibi characters. You know, had the big heads, the little bodies. Does anyone ever play that one? Anyone who's watching? We play Mega Man Powered Up. I think it was a 3D game, you know, 3D graphics in the 2D platformer. And this guy, Bomb Man's actually pretty easy. He's weak against fire, if you happen to have that. But you can pretty much just jump out of the way of his bombs. That was close. Yeah, I lost a lot of energy getting through there. Yeah, we'll do Mega Man X one night. There's so many Mega Man games to get through. Alright, so Bomb Man's done. Probably the easiest one. Maybe Cut Man's easier with the normal Buster. Guts Man would be next, because he's weak against Bomb. But the reason why I start Bomb Man rather than Cut Man is because you need Guts Man's weapon to pick up the, I think it's called the Magnet Beam. It makes the platforms. If you don't do that, you just have to replay the level, and I don't really feel like I never like to replay it if I don't have to, so I just try to do it in one pass. And these are tricky, so you have to watch the little arm that connects to the rail, because when that when that crosses those gaps, then it drops you. No problem. Nice big chunky health. And even look at that, the health and the energy that you pick up look completely different from what they would become in the sequels. Oops. Stuff like that always bothered me. You go off screen and they respawn and then they regenerate their health. Okay. That's actually a hard one-up to get. I've learned how to do it. You can't just press over to do it, to get it. You have to, I found you have to tap for whatever reason. Also, those guys that jump at the end there, never was able to find a clear pattern for them. So always inevitably, I might take a hit trying to slip under them. They need to do a high jump so you can run underneath. Alright, we want Bomb Man's weapon. The only weapon I have. I just thought it was interesting that there are the gut rocks that you could pick up here, but you can't use them anyway, because you don't have the weapon, and he doesn't pick them up. Oops. So you want to jump and throw the bomb just as he's landing, and you can avoid getting shaken and being stunned. Sometimes it's tough because he'll jump up onto the rocks next to you, and you really have nowhere to go, and he's out of reach of the bombs. He'll jump away from them. It's all random. So Gutsman is good on Cutman, who happens to have 2 blocks that you can toss at him. Yeah, Cutman is next, Tyler. Hey, 1 up. Yeah, Cutman is arguably the easiest one. I think you could avoid him pretty much in any situation. Whoops. Slipped off. Yeah. A lot of these bosses you can get through, even with the Mega Buster, you can, it's almost like you can hit them more often than you could. In the first game, you hit them more often than you could in the later games. It's almost like their hit timer is shorter. Yeah, I've started with Cut. I used to start exclusively with Cutman. I only after I had beaten the game a couple of times, I only then started with Bomb Man. Probably the hardest man boss, you know, Robot Master rather, is in this game is I'm drawing a blank. Oh, Fireman. He'll shoot at you really fast, right? You have to jump over it, but he'll also, you can't jump straight. You have to like jump into him, but you have to make a nice long jump because he'll put little flames underneath you. So you have 2 hazards to deal with. And eventually when we get to the gauntlet area, that's like the worst part. You have to fight 4 of them at once on 1 life. And making sure that you do Fireman properly without taking much damage is usually the hardest part. Policeman, yeah. I'm surprised it took so long. What was it? 9 maybe? They had I don't remember her name even. Wave Woman or something like that. She was like the mermaid. She was the mermaid boss master. Robot master. And some of them I don't understand how they fit into... They're supposed to fit into society as helper robots. But I don't really understand how some of them are helpers. Like maybe like the mermaid one that I'm talking about is... Oops. Maybe she's like an attraction at like a zoo. I don't even know. Splash Woman, that was it, yeah. Like, I don't quite understand her purpose. Cutman, I think, it's supposed to be that he's like part of the lumber industry and he helps deforest, you know, cut down trees and deforest the earth. Good to know there's still no eco-friendliness in Mega Man's future. 2 shots. That's easy. Cut man down. Alright, so what's good against electricity? Cutting it. So we're going to Elecman next. Elecman's actually pretty tough. If you try to beat him with just the Buster, it would be a hard time. Because his weapon, he fires it pretty quickly, and it's really tough to dodge. You'll see, I'm sure he'll get 1 or 2 shots off. Can beat him without him firing, if you're lucky with the cut blade here. What you can do is, if you throw it and you hit... Oh, jeez. If you throw it and you hit him, it's like a slight delay. I can't quite... There we go. You throw it, you hit him, and then on the return, if he's running toward you, he'll get hit 1 more time. If you get 2 hits there, it takes 1 more that you could toss at him to beat him out. Ooh, that was close. Managed to squeeze in between the top and bottom. Oh, man. Oh, no. Hey. So those blocks are horrible, right? So if you're familiar with Mega Man 2, Heatman's stage has this whole long gauntlet of those over fire. So if you fall down, you die anyway. And of course, you can cheat your way through it using the jet. I guess it's not really cheating, you earn the jet, right? But, man, that's probably one of the hardest disappearing blocks areas in any of the games. I always had trouble, too, on that dragon in Mega Man 2, the first Wily boss. He's like that mecha dragon. Because what happens is, due to the slowdown of the NES, when there's too much on the screen, you almost like slide extra on those blocks. So you have to run across the blocks, then you got to manage yourself on the blocks as you fight the boss. And if he fires, he does the fire attack at you. And it's just too intense, so it slows the game down. And you end up trying to move a little bit on those blocks and you completely slide right off of them. Not to mention if you get hit while you're on those blocks, you'll fall off. So you gotta be pretty vigilant about jumping away. Don't get greedy with the number of shots you're putting in. Has Tyler played Demon Souls? Probably not. Probably not. I don't think that's a Tyler type of game. It's one of those relentless trial and error, learn and get better games. Not for the faint of heart. I have it. I want to beat it. I'm going to do that one day. I stopped playing it. Also unique to Mega Man 1 here is these tunnels to the bosses, the Robot Masters. You don't have these later, you just basically have the one short tunnel, no enemies or hazards in it. I'm glad that they removed that in the later ones. So we didn't get him in the... Didn't get the quick kill. Just barely made it. Lekman down, now we go for what's good against ice? Electric. That's how I think of it, right? So maybe you can use metal to short the, conduct the electricity. And then maybe you could use the electricity to conduct in the water, in ice. And then you use ice, of course, to... I don't know how ice would end up being harmful to fire. I feel like it would go the other way around, but... whatever, it's just a game. Iceman. Yes. Mateno, yes. I've played Mega Man 11. I'd like to play it again. That one I only ever played through once. It was kind of forgettable to me. I like the old pixel ones like this. So to me, 7 and 8 are not as good as 9 and 10. 11 was good, but I just didn't really like the style as much. To me, Mega Man is always going to be a pixel game like this. Pixel art. Even though that was, this is what they had at the time. So I could see them evolving the style, but I don't know. It's just not for me. It's almost like what they did to the X series. Started to get crazy with 3D effects, and I don't know. Just leave it as a platformer. And the funny thing is, 2D platformer. And the funny thing is that thanks to a lot of indie games that can't afford big budgets, they make pixel art type games like this that look like this, and they end up doing much better than you would think. So now you have the bigger companies kind of going back to the old pixel art look. I cannot believe that. Alright, I'll try to jump it normally. Man, what a waste. I need that weapon to get across this big gap. I shouldn't have left that one. Oh my gosh. I'm telling you, there's like a slight delay and it's just enough. Just enough. There we go. Alright. There we go. Piece of cake, right? don't think I need M anymore, but I'll pick it up anyway. Maybe I could jump over that hopping guy at the bottom here. Yeah, you know what? I'm not gonna mess around. Let's just go over him. Again, don't really understand the pattern. Can't entice him to do a high jump. So this could be pretty easy. Just spam the button. You should be good. 1, 2, 3. Spam attack. Right, so that just leaves us now with Fireman, right? The Fireman and the Policeman. So you know what's actually cool about Mega Man X? If you had a level like this, I think there's a fire stage in Mega Man X. But if you manage to beat the Chill Penguin first, the fire stage is frozen over, something like that. It's like disabled, and the hazards aren't there. And I think you have to actually do that if you want to find all the secret items. Of course. That sucked. Every time I come here, I think of that, because of that lethal lava down there. What you could also do is freeze them like that. Ah, they snapped up. They did it again. Alright. Yeah, sometimes, and you might have seen it when I was trying to jump the blocks earlier, you get knocked out of the space. It's almost like you're in the way and you can't put the block there, so it just shoves you. It was kind of like what happened there when I froze the fire. It was like an in-between the two spots, and it just bumped it up. These little fireballs that come out, they remind me of, I think his name is Fry Guy in Mario 2. The boss at the end of the fourth world, is it? No, third world. Great way to clear these guys, well, not that one, is electricity. Oh, he respawned. Alright, Tyler, I'll see ya. I'm gonna wrap this one up soon. Just got a couple more stages after this, and we're done. Yeah, so we'll see if we can get this done on half health. Another close one. but it's done. Dr. Wily. It's a pretty impressive spaceship, considering it's basically as tall as he is. I think you could also freeze these guys. Yes, okay. So now we just need to freeze them and slip under. There we go. You could pick these up, or you can zap them like that. But I will pick them up. Now, I've always had trouble here too, is trying to get the jump. You don't need to freeze them to do the jump, but it is easier. Otherwise, you have to try and time it right. You can jump up without it, but you have to be right on the edge, and it's a little finicky. I'll try to do it here because I could use this health. So get right to the edge, and nope. That's alright. We'll go without it. That's good. That's good health. Do we want that? No, we don't need it. There's another area that is much easier with the magnet beam. We need magnet beam energy because you cannot get past this next area, this next room up here, without the magnet beam. But if you need more, if you run out, you can always drop down to the previous room there and get more, which is, I don't think they really ever did that on any other areas where you can actually keep just farming for free, like they give it to you. It's not like you have to do anything special to kill anyone. Alright, so this guy, what's his name? Yellow Devil, right? And this is also like another staple of the series. He's weak against electric. The pattern here is always the same, but it is pretty quick, so you have to be on your toes. One thing I always do is I always wasn't ready for that. I always tend to be a little bit too close to him, and then he forms a little bit. He forms on my back, and I end up getting hurt anyway. There's also an area where two of them come at once. You could jump over both, like I did there. I'm slipping up. You can only get one hit in at a time. Try as I might, I can never squeeze a second hit in there. When you fight him in Mega Man 3, you can use the hard knuckle. Oh, damn. You use the hard knuckle and you can, I think, squeeze in 2 hits. Man, this whole night has been about doing it with one hit remaining on me. Jeez. now we're up to the there's a mentioned the gauntlet bosses earlier. Typically, oh, I knew that was coming too. Typically, you do the gauntlets in every game. You do the eight bosses, eight robot masters at once in one stage. But I think the way that one they work is that if you lose after defeating one of them, they stay defeated. Not in this. And so you fight 2 of them here on your way to the next boss. And then you fight 4 of them on your way to Wily. So it's kind of like a tall order. Now once you get to Wily, if you drop on him, you die on him, you start at him, so you don't have to worry about killing them again. There's a hidden floor, hole in the floor there. So you want to jump over. And there's no Gutsman weapon, no Gutsman blocks to hurt him here, so we're gonna have to use just the pea shooter. So he'll always throw it at you. Sometimes he'll jump if you're close, but it always returns to him. So if you time it right, you don't push him back too far like I just did there. He'll jump over you, and you'll be able to just run under the blade. Cutman is good against Electman here. Ah! Almost had him. Just missed him. Oh my goodness. Bad timing. I had a feeling too, I was making that run at the wrong time. So, guess what? They put me all the way back at the start of the stage. It's a little unfair, isn't it? Especially since I need to waste more ammunition killing these guys. You don't get refilled after each stage. Thought that was the last shot. Maybe we'll do better on him this time. Nope. Didn't get it. Oh, at least I didn't get hurt. But I didn't get the double hit I was looking for. Alright, now we're in good shape. I will gladly take that one up. I'll gladly take that one up. Don't think we need guts. We don't need a full guts weapon. I think the only place I use it again is going to be on the next stage for that boss. It's generally very easy anyway. And there's only 4 times you need to use it. So this may be the clone here. The clone boss is pretty tough, but I think if you use fire or electricity, you can pretty much have an easy time on him. What I like to do is I jump and throw the fire. He'll try to mimic your moves, so I might get hit once or twice, but for the most part, he'll just keep running at me. He'll run back and forth, but if you just jump and use it, it's almost like you get him in this stuck pattern. So now he's right up against me. And that's pretty much it. Alright, next stage. Alright, we can use this area, it's the run to the boss. We can use this area to try to refill some of our energy. You get the penguins coming at you. If you time it right, you can just keep hitting them like this. And most of the time I find that you do get an energy pellet. Of course not this time, right? Alright, I'll take it back. But we'll have a chance to refill completely at the end anyway. Before you do the gauntlet in the next level, there's an item that will replenish everything. You can't go into your sub menu to switch until all the bullets are off the screen. So that's why I'm trying not to shoot more than one bullet. You know what? Forget it. Let's just go. Simple pattern here. Whatever area they come out on, they'll do a clockwise rotation. The first bunch you can pretty much shoot down like that. Oops, slipped on the controller. I need a turbo controller, man. When I get him to about half health, that's when I pick up those blocks and lug them at him. He gets faster and faster as he goes. So now we'll pick him up. Wait for him to come around. And one. Alright, got greedy. Yeah, the clone boss is Eeyore. That's what you're saying you hate. Yeah, I totally agree. I never did like clone bosses. Yeah, he spawned in my face, but I probably shouldn't have. I should have known better than to stand on those blocks. It's not my first time around on this game. So we don't have enough to throw 4 blocks anymore, but we can take a couple hits and just bullet them down anyway. But I think now we want to do the blocks. 1, and here's the last one. 2. Jimmy Dean, hey Manny, I love in the Ghosts and Goblins episode, man, dude, I love how you scream. Yeah, that took me by surprise watching that again. I don't remember any of that, but I could definitely feel the frustration watching it again, just understanding how much of a slap in the face that is. That game is really unfair. I think in general the game wouldn't be that bad, but the NES version at least, oh man, it just feels like it handles poorly. And that's the biggest issue with it, is that you can't really, doesn't control well. It's clunky. The red devils, that there is a way to beat them where they'll do a shallow dive on you, so they won't hit you every time. You have to jump at the right time, and they won't come swooping completely down. But you'll be able to survive it and not take a damage. I haven't played the new one, Resurrection, the new Ghosts and Goblins game. It's on my list of things I'd like to do. Wait for the platform to return. So there's two things I want here. I want the 1-up, definitely, and this thing. And that thing fills up all of your weapon energy for all your weapons, which we'll need here. So I don't remember who's first, so we're gonna go in and see, and then we'll switch. Alright, he's easy. Bomb Man, so we can use fire. And if you stay close enough, he'll just hop over you like that consistently. Shallow hops like that. Otherwise he'll go across the room and launch a bomb at you. I think Guts Man is next, so we can take Bomb out. Oh, I was wrong. So, Fireman, we want ice. And that's about par for that boss for me. I can never beat that guy without taking damage. Alright, and we want electric on him. And finally, bombs. Alright. So he's coming in on me, that's not good. But piece of cake, right? Alright, now the final walk over to Dr. Wily. I think there's some energy, right? So I like to use the fire weapon and maybe the cut weapon, yeah. So he's actually pretty easy. Pattern isn't bad. There's a like circular ball he'll throw at you that can trip you up, but if you time it right, you can avoid that completely. So first mode here, want to hit this knob thing in the front. I would say focus more on just avoiding those bullets. You could do the same thing that you were doing there, but I think cut works a lot better. What I try to do is I try to jump while running away. It's not working out so well here. Yeah, it didn't work out. But if you do it right, he'll always shoot that ball pretty much horizontal, and you can run under it. Got 2 lives, we'll do it again. No more dicking around, we'll get it done. Yeah, it's not fair, I took the hit. Yeah, sorry, you run toward him, not run away from him, and he'll shoot it kind of over your head. Just like that. Hopefully you guys are picking up some tricks. I always told Tyler I thought it would be fun if we do this just to like impart the strategies that we've developed over the years playing these games. A lot of people don't have as much experience playing these because maybe they started later than we did. But, you know, we've got like a hardcore number of days as kids that we dumped into these to try to figure out how to beat them. So there's plenty of strategy to go around. there you have it. End of Mega Man the First. Mega Man will fight forever for everlasting peace. The only thing that is ensured is that there will never be peace in Mega Man's world. And if you follow the series, X takes place what, like 100 years later. I think the Zero series takes place even further beyond, and you know, all the different series just continue the timeline. It's pretty cool when you actually read it. Read and understand it. I don't really follow it that closely, but I remember that being an interesting note. They space them out enough that they can put in sequels to the different series, but not really affect the canon in a negative way. Yeah, Tyler did say that. He beat on the Wily Wars compilation. That would have been a good one to play. Maybe we'll do that on the do that version on the compilation one day. All right. Well, that's all I got. It's late here for me, but I hope everyone who's still with me here enjoyed it. You know, Tyler and I were doing this on Fridays, but throughout the week, I just wanted to try to do this tonight just to play around with it. You'll probably see me more often on here, filling in the time in between. Typically, I have a couple of hours to myself at night, so yeah. So if you're interested, sign up for the subscribe to the channel, get the notifications. I'll put in the description what's being played. I know we deviated from Tetris a little bit tonight, but it's more of just you know, give you something maybe a little more interesting than Tetris. But yeah, so look for that. The game that we'll play will be in the description. Other than that, likely every Friday, Tyler and I will get together and we'll play together. And yeah, so hope you enjoyed it. Please come back, and everyone have a good night.